Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today we're back with a quick little 4 to 5 minute video on the Season 22 pre-season and victory track / Gladiator circuit meta. So the pre-season's already ahead. It started on the 25th of October and then the new season 22 victory track and Gladiator circuit will start on the 2nd of October, which of course, like all new content, is a Wednesday. So these metas are, I think, really, really good because they were voted on by summoners in a sense. I think it was some of the people in the content creator program, so the CCP beta, they were the ones who voted on this, but I feel like they voted in really good ones. This is also an important video because by finishing the victory track, you will get the She-Hulk parts, or I guess She-Hulk token for 7-star She-Hulk, which will be vital, of course, in getting her. So I think it's pretty important that everyone tries to get as high in the victory track as possible. You try and get to Gladiator circuit at a minimum. If you have to put in a little bit more work than you usually do, then it's probably worth it, because I do think this Deathless She-Hulk, as I've mentioned in a previous video, will be the best Deathless champion we've had so far. Guillotine's been pretty good, but then we've had Vision, who was a bit of a hit and miss. King Groot was okay, but I do think She-Hulk will be the best. She'll have the slow. She'll also probably have those big furies and extra damage. So I do think she'll be very good, and she'll combine very nicely with some of the best science champions in the game. So first we'll talk through the victory track. As I mentioned, you will currently be able to see it as the pre-season, but basically the first buff is called Fury, and when struck, the defender has a chance to trigger a Fury buff, granting 100 plus 100 attack. The defender's Fury effects are paused, but unpaused when you dodge or evade, so bringing in champions who evade will be very useful for this. That can be, your Spider Hams, even Kate Bishop and Elsa Bloodstone's parry count as one. Count Nefaria is a new champion. Heal counters it. Any champions with evade, anyone in your deck will go across to my account and name a few for that one in a moment. So really, it's just about evading or dodging. Anyone can dex and dodge. So again, it's quite nice because it's not really a meta that keeps one certain class or one certain type of champion on it. As long as either the champion of you as the attacker bring in somebody who can dex, which obviously everyone can, and you're good enough to dex, you'll get rid of those furies relatively easily. One smart little thing to do is is not to place defenders who don't get buffs. So someone like Titania won't be too effective here. Shuri, because obviously they won't get that fury, meaning they won't get that extra attack. The Rich Get Richer node is on this as well. Whichever champion has more unique buffs gains 6% bar of power. So your defenders want to be champions with lots of buffs. Again, Serpent becomes an absolute MVP in this one. Shock, who would have thought it? But your Gallons, your Hulklings, those cosmic champions with lots of buffs. But now, other champions, obviously with these Furies, will get buffs as well through that Fury buff. So really, you've got to bring in, as the attacker, a champion with lots of buffs. So like I said, on the reverse, your attacker want to be your attackers like Hulkling, Gladiator. Again, we'll go across to see those champions with lots of buffs on my account in a moment. And then if you get all the way to the Gladiator circuit, we've got Crit Movie Your Best Shot, which I think is by far one of the funnest metas. I didn't get to play too much of it last time because I only got into the Gladiator circuit late on. This was early on. It was one of season, I would say 0 to 10, where I was playing, and back in sort of 2022, and only got to play a little bit because I got to the Gladiator circuit, but I'm quite looking forward to getting there this time. Crit Me With Your Best Shot, you can't do any damage unless they're crits. So Shang-Chi, Bullseye, those type of champions will be key. Mr. Sinister will be a great defender because obviously if he gets crit, he regens it. Intercepting the opponent grants you a precision passive, which gives you guaranteed crits, so it's all about intercepting. Your Kitty Prides, anyone you're good at intercepting with will be very, very useful here. So that's really it. So let's move across now to some of the champions on my account who I think we'll be using, and I also think that you guys could do with using as well. So let's start with champions that you want to bring in who will have lots of buffs so that you can counteract that rich get richer node. So champions like Venom, Hulkling, Gallon, CGR will be very good. And then you've got some more cosmic champions like Beta Ray Bill, Gladiator, Silver Surfer. But there are some other classes who might be very, very helpful for this, as in tech classes. Champions with lots of armor ups, you know, your Iron Mans will be very, very useful for this. Or Red Skull will be another one who is a great champion. And then good counters for defenders, again, are either champions who have lots of buffs or champions who stop buffs completely. So, you know, here we're talking like the Destroyer, limiting how long buffs can last for. America Chavez using those buffs to her advantage. The more buffs she has, the more damage. Wiccan, the Neutralize. Rintra, the Neutralize. So you've got quite a few champions here who will be very, very powerful to counteract that node. So again, you want to bring in the best defenders in the game. Kindred, Bullseye, Serpent, even Doom and Scorpion can be very useful for this. Ant-Man Future will be very good because he has lots of those armor ups, which will be very useful. And then for the crit me with your best shot one, Bishop is always very good for this, because if you intercept and then throw a special 2, the damage he'll be doing will be massive. Again, another one who's very good for this is Hulkling. Kitty Pryde is good because her intercepts are easy. Shang-Chi is very good because he has those guaranteed crits on his SP2. You don't want to bring in champs who don't crit, obviously, so like your Guardians, not really any point in bringing him in. But it's a relatively good season for using the best champions on your account. You know, if you look at my top 18 champions here, none of them will be ruled out from the victory track. Okay, someone like Spider-Ham might be a little bit more difficult to use as an attacker because he doesn't have many buffs, but as a defender, he'll gain those furies when he's hit, and he'll still have that really, really strong, potent defense that he has throughout all Battlegrounds metas. So hopefully this video has helped you out a little bit. If it has, please leave a like, subscribe down below, and make sure you go through that victory track. It's very, very important this month because, as I mentioned, it will get you that She-Hulk Deathless. You can see you need to get her through that. You also need to do 18 of Summer of Suffering. So when the next 2 come out, which I believe is potentially next Wednesday, or I think it is next Wednesday, or it says it is there on Summer of Suffering. So it'll be next Wednesday for that one. So then you'll have 2, and you're on your way to getting a very, very good Deathless champion. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. See you in the next video. Goodbye.